Hi and welcome to C# tutorial of Student Result Management System. Now guys, let me show you how this works. As you can see, we just need to enter the details of the student in there. That's the student details there, the course details right underneath, and here to your right are the grades for each unit. And right underneath that is the total and the ranking of the student and the dates. Right over here we have the transcript. So all we just need to do is, if the student want a printer, we can always hit on the print, and there we go, we can print that out right away. Close that. We can reset if we want, or we can exit. But before I exit, I'm going to show you the student record here. So all we then need to do is to add Burmese details there, and that's it, successfully added. If we go in there, we should be able to see Burmese details right there. And the other thing is the database. Let's go straight to the database. Burmese details is not on the database. All we then need to do is just to click on refresh. There we go, and that's our details. And I'll see you guys with a full tutorial shortly. Okay, let's exit out and start a new project entirely. So I'm going to exit that out, and let's click on create new and select C#. Click on next. Give our project name. I'm going to call that CS_student result. That's fine, and click on create. Alright, my development environment is ready. I'm going to click on the property so that we can define the size of the form. I'm going to make the size 1390 by 788. Press enter. Now let's go straight to the toolbox, and we named tab control. Scroll right down, we should be able to see tab control somewhere there. There we go. There. That is fine. Okay, I am going to go back to the toolbox and add a panel. Let's see. There we go. And I'm going to change the back color of this very panel to cadet blue. Scroll right up there. You should be able to see that. There we go. Just change that to cadet blue. Press enter and just spread it along. Okay guys, the next thing is I'm going to grab another panel, and this time around I'm going to change the color of this one back to control. There we go. Let's change that to control. There. Now let's copy this very one across. We have one here. Hold on to your control, click and drag. We have two and one more. There we go. Right there. Okay, these two, I'm going to drag them right down. Let's see. Yeah, that will do. Just bring it down somewhere there. And let's add another panel, or I can just copy one. Copy that. Paste it there. Here. Okay, bring this one here and just drag this down a little bit. Right. That would be for the buttons. One thing first, let's copy this one as well. Copy. hold on to control, click and drag and up, down there, and just drag this one across. There we go. Now that's fine. Move this up a little bit. Let's see. Okay, that's not too bad. And bring this here. Then bring this right down. Okay guys, it's taking shape. Alright, let's add some text box and labels. Text box, label, and combo box. Really, let's combo box here. Combo box, yeah. I'm gonna need a couple of combo box here anyway, so I'm gonna need labels. Let's come down, grab a label. We need a text box now. Text box. Right. There we go. We're gonna need about 8 over there. Alright, first thing first, let's increase the size of it. So make the font size about 18. Right. There. Okay. Copy this across. And we just need to now copy. 4 there. We also need another 4 below. There. That's fine. The 5th one should be combo box. Really, put it here and just grab one combo box here. Bring that here. That's for female. Oh, we can always bring this over here. Yeah. Right, and this one is going to be, let's change the details to 1, and border style, let's make that fix single. Yeah, that is fine, and just drag this that much. Okay, let's increase the size of that as well to about 20. Let's see, the width of this one is what? The width, come down, 37, and make this 37 as well. But we need to auto size will be forced so that we can do that. Yeah, that's fine now. Yep. Okay, copy. Oh, let's change this to 37 as well. Right. Now copy. First of all, bring it down a little bit. We need 8 for the subject, and that is it done. 8 now. There. Alright, that is done. Okay, and over here we need 1 combo box here. Text field. Right. Okay, I think this is fine now. Bring it down. Alright, increase the size of this a little bit. Okay, that is fine. We're gonna have to reduce this the gap in between here, so this one is going to be 2 anyway. Let's go for 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Alright, that is for that's going to be for the subject, so we need 3 of these here. Okay, and over here we need a rich text box. Where is it? Rich text box R. There we go. Just drag it down here. Bring it right down. Alright, we have our rich text box in place, and there's going to be a title there, maybe transcript, something like that. There. We need the buttons before let's add those buttons first. We're gonna go for about 6 of those. There. So the buttons, and we just increase that much. Take it right up. Right, buttons in place. And over here we're gonna need 3 labels. We have 2 first. And 1 more. Bring it down. And we need another 3 labels here to the side here. And those 3 labels I'm going to change auto size, make that, just drag it that much. And then change the border style to fix single auto size is false, and get rid of the text content we have in there. There we go. Alright, so I am going to kind of like speed up the whole process, guys. You now know how to take care of the interface, and this one is going to be first name and so on. So let me run it, you see how it looks like. But before then, here let's change the name of this. This is going to be known as University Records. Right. And here the next one we just call as student records, something like that. There we go. Right, if I run it now, this is what you guys will see. This is how it's looking, guys. We just need to finish up with the proper naming of the whole interface, and I'll get back to you guys. That shouldn't be a problem to you lot. Okay, all done, guys. So that is it. Now what we need to do is, I'm now going to double click on the, let's start with the exit button. Okay guys, this is how the interface is looking. So I'm going to now start work on all of these other buttons. So let's come right down here. Let's double click on the exits, and the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create the following function known as dialog result, and I'm going to call that iExit. Then I will then use try catch just to help me with any error that I might run into, and I will ask you to catch option that would be exception ex. Okay, come right down here and just enter another. Alright, that is it. Now come right here. Now I'm going to use this very one, the function, or the more or less like the variable that I've created up here, and I'm going to say I exit equals message box dot show, and this message box is going to take in 4 arguments. So the very first argument, that will be just me saying confirm if you want to exit. That's my first argument. The second one, enter a comma, that will be the title of my project, student result system. Close that up, and the next argument, that's going to be, let's call that message box buttons dot yes or no. Alright, let's take it down so that you guys can see. Then the fourth argument is going to be message box icon, this very one here, dot question. There. Now let's use an if statement to check the selection made by the end user. If I exit equals dialog results dot yes, then I want the application to exit. Yeah. So the reason why I've decided to use this method is in case the end user change their mind, we don't want any error. So that's my exit, and in here we now need the message box to display an error message. So I'm going to grab that. The error message, I will ask you to just use the system error message, which is ex.message. Yeah, that's fine. And this, alright, that is taken care of. So that is my exit. Now the next thing is I'm going to go for another very easy one. Let's go for reset. Double click on reset. Okay, to take care of the reset, there's something I would like to point out before I start. You see, I'm going to make reference to each of these panels. So look at this very panel. Let's see what panel number is that. That's panel number 3, and here we have panel 5 and panel 2. Okay, this one is of no importance as such. So we have panel 3, 5 and 2. Over here we have combo box and text box. Now let's go back. Double click on reset. Now the first thing I'm going to do is let's enter try cache again. Now I'm just going to grab this, paste that in there. Now the very first panel that I'm going to deal with is panel number 3. Then we have 2 and 5. Okay, so right here, let's start by saying using a for loop statement for each control. That should be uppercase, really. For each control, I'm going to say in C in panel 3 dot controls. There. Let's open up the curly braces. Then I'm going to say if C is a text box. There we go. Then what I want the system to do is text box C. I want it to dot clear. There. Enter parentheses. And that will take care of the very first text box. Okay, so I'm gonna copy all of these. Let's see, yeah, copy that. That's the very first one. Panel number 2, so change this to 2 anyway. We have 3, then change this to 5 and 5 because I have text box and I have combo box, so I'm going to change this to combo box here. Yeah, that's combo box, and yeah, that'll be combo box as well. Change this to combo box. There we go. So in the case of combo box, it's going to be dot text equals clear. Right. So just for your information, guys, I've just cleared every single component there. So if I run it now, I just want to show it to you guys. There is something I also need to do, but let's run it first. And I'm going to enter data everywhere here, and we should be able to clear that easily. Clear. Okay, in the case of this, I haven't cleared it, so I'm going to see why it's not cleared, but it's number 5. This is cleared, so that's fine. So let's exit out. Yeah, come back right in there. The number 5 text here, that is meant to default back to 0, so I'm going to copy this, paste it in there, and change here to 0. Okay, so you see the one, this was meant to be the combo box. I haven't changed this to 5. That should be panel 5. Right. So when we run it now, this is what you see. So run, it's coming up. Let's enter whatever in there. Click on reset. There. That is fine. And one other thing that I would like to point out to you guys is I've entered some data in here. Okay, if you don't know how to do that, I'm just going to show you an example of how it's done. There, click on reset. There we go. So I'm now going to log off. I'll just exit. Let's come back in here, open up my properties. There we go. There's a property in there. So let's select one of these. All you just need to do is to look for the item. That is the item. Click and just populate it with whatever subject you want to enter. Like this is for C++. Okay, and the next one, spreadsheet and so on, we can just call it data information, something like that. And get rid of the spreadsheet. Right, then this one will be database management. SQL, let's say program. programming, yeah, something like that. Okay, you guys get the whole idea. You make up your own subjects, just like you saw me, or just like you guys see me doing now. Okay, and that's it. And here for the male and female, just the same thing, just change that to male and female. Right, the default setting, let's come in here, male and female. We can just make sure there's no default. You can always choose. And this other one, here are all the subjects. Those are all the courses, okay, or the different degrees. Alright, so let's run it one more time. And there we go, guys. I'm going to enter those subjects in there. Right there. Click on reset. But you see this one, if I click on that, nothing will happen because this is a combo box. And this other one. So those two, I'm going to take care of them separately. And this is course, so let's come back in here, double click on reset, come right down here, the text equals, clear that one. The other one, that is CBO course dot text has the following in there. Select a course there, and we have one more that is alone. Let's see, we have 1, 2, yeah, this 3 and this one, so they are all alone, so we have to enter them in there as well. Okay, back in our codes, this one, let's grab the names here. So right here, dot, we can use clear for that one there. Then we have LBL date dot clear, LBL ranking dot clear, then LBL total score dot clear there. So that is it. Officially I have finished taking care of my reset function. Have a good look at it, bring it down, and that is reset taken care of. Run. There we go, guys. All the resets are working now, and let's change this as well and reset there. So what I want to try and achieve now, guys, is see this course. When I select any of the degree modules here, I want it to populate the rest of the text box. So let's do that. I'm going to exit out, and I will come back here. Let's double click on this very text box, or combo box I mean. So I'm going to start with an if statement, because that combo box is inside panel number 2, I believe. So if it's empty, every content inside panel number 2, I want it cleared. So I might as well just copy all of this. So using the following statement, but it's not going to be empty, it's going to contain something. If the text box is equals to, select a course, that is it. Right, if it includes select a course, and what we want the system to do is just to clear the whole lot. There we go. Now just paste that in there. So if I try this out now, let's run it and see how that's going to work. Okay, so if I select whatever in here, let's say I have some stuff in here. Okay, that's fine. However, if I have selected course, I want it all clear. You see that? That is fine. So now let's go back in here. So the next condition is else if, let's grab all of these. Else if the data in there, okay, if the data in there is, let's say, serious games, get rid of that, BSC, serious games. Then the following txt course code dot text equals BSC SG. There, that's the course code. Now txt faculty dot text, and that will be equals, let's go for School of Computer Games. Okay, there should be a semicolon here. Now txt din dot text equals, let's say, Professor Alan Parker. There. And txt program leader dot text, that will be equals, let's say, Dr. Steve Jones. txt course tutor, that can be Dr. Nick Sampson, or something like that. There we go. So that takes care of the very first one. So if I run it, you guys will see what I'm talking about. Okay, select serious games. Oh, serious games with an S. What did I write in there? Serious game. No, it must have an S. So run it again. Run. You see that? So that's what I'm talking about. And if I select a course, that becomes empty. Okay, now that you guys get the whole idea, I'm going to exit out, and we just copy and use that to populate the others. Okay, I have 6 more conditions, so I'll just change it around. Alright, okay, that is it now, all done. So have a good look at it. Bring it down, and that's all there is to that. So that's taken care of. Good. So I'm going to run that now. You guys see how it looks like. Select whatever course here. You see that? Yeah, that's fine. Okay, there's two components missing that I need. I actually need them for the printer. So let's come in here, go to the tools. I need print document and print preview. Print document, print preview dialog. There we go. I'm going to select print preview dialog. Come right here. Let's copy that now. Document, I'm going to come in here and just say the document is going to be print document 1. That is it, taken care of. If I double click on print here, I can say print preview dot show dialog, and that is taken care of. There. Okay, the next thing is to get the print document working. Double click on that, and right in here I'm going to use e.graphics. There we go. Dot draw string. There. And the name of the string that I intend to draw is rt transcript dot text. Now let's say new font, and the font that I intend to use, I'm going to just let's pick on Time New Roman. There we go. What am I doing? Let's do that again. Time New. Okay, now the font size, let's make that about 12, and the font style, and after that, let's see, font style is going to be dots. Let's make that regular there, and I'm going to add a comma. Let's say enter and come to the next line so that we have enough room. And I'm going to go for brushes dot, maybe black or something here, comma, the coordinate will be 100 by 100 there, and this should print our document. Okay, once I click on the button, that will trigger this. So let's try that out. Run. Let's see how that works. Okay, just enter whatever in here, print, and that is it. Okay guys, so we've taken care of the print, so that is working. Exit out now. Okay, let's take care of the result. So I'm going to exit out. Let's come right here and double click on that very button, result. Let's scroll right down, double click on result, and right here the very first thing I'm going to do is to let's create an array. So the array is going to, the data type is going to be an integer. So let's say array int, let's just say subject, and it's going to be new integer, and let's just make that about, I'm going to go for 9 there. if we have to add, I will actually add more. Now I'm going to then say subject. Your very first array starts from 0. That is going to be equals, and we also need to convert whatever we have inside any of the text box dot to integer value. So int 32, open a bracket, and the very first text box is txt score1 dot text. So that's the very first one there. And for the second one, I might as well just copy this. I have 8 of those, so we have 2, 3, 4. Let's copy it all again and paste. There we have 8. So all I just need to do is change this around as 1. And we have 5, 6, and 7 there. And this text box, that is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So the text box that I'm referring to, here they are, these very ones. There they are. Okay, that's text box 1, 2, 3, 4, and up to 8. Okay, that is that taken care of. Then the next thing we want to do now is to actually add up everything. So let's come down here to result, double click on result, and now I'm going to come right here. Let's say I'm going to say subject 8. Want subject 8 to take in all of the value. Okay, that is 8. That will be equals. That we add up every other array. We have 4, and there we go. There we go. Alright, so change this one to 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Let's see if we can just take it down. Yeah, I think we can. There we go. That is it. Yes, but one thing I want to do is I don't want the end user to enter more than whatever value is entered should just be between 0 and 100. So like we have 30. Okay, and just enter that. See, those two are now valid. Number 3 now valid. You see 1, 2, and 3 shouldn't be allowed. If I click on that now, that should give me the total in here. But before I do that, okay, let's just do that now. Say LBL total dot text equals, we need to now convert it to string character. So just like we did in here, I'm going to say convert dot to string dot to string. And what am I converting to string? That is subject 8. That's who I'm converting to a string character. Enter that. Alright, so if I run it again, we should be able to get the result. So let's see. Well, we're gonna have to carry out some amendment to it anyway. Something like that, that is invalid. That should not be allowed. Anything greater than 100 should not be allowed. That is not valid. Not valid. not valid. However, for now we get our total. Okay, so even if it's 100 over 100 for all 8 units, we should only have 800, not 3000 plus. Okay, let's reset, exit out, and back in here. And this is where I'm going to use an if statement to check the input. So I'm going to say if subjects 0, the very first one, if is, let's say, greater than and equals to, no, let's say if is greater than 100, not greater than equals to, if it's greater than 100. Okay, so I just want the text box just to convert the whole thing. This very one here, text box number 1. Get it converted to, I just change it to 0 there. Okay, if you want to display a message, you can always add message, but I'm not going to add any message. Yes, you can do that if you want. And I'm going to repeat the same thing for the other remaining 7 text box. So we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's it. So that should be 7. We need one more, 8. Alright, so the next one, if this one is 0, this one will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, and 7. That's for the arrays. Okay, arrays always start from 0. So this one will be 8, 7, 6, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so I've taken care of all of that now. So let's run it and you see what's going to happen to it. There we go. If I enter whatever value in here now, you're going to see, I think there's going to be one other error or bug there. Everything is added, including the deleted one. So that should officially be subtracted from there, or we just clear out all of the content in here. So I might as well just clear it out. You see, when I press it the second time, it gave me the right answer, which is, I don't want it like that. So let's go back in there and come back right in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear those ones out. The first place, once it's cleared, let's see, instead of changing them back to 0, we can just clear it. Let's clear it, and you enter data in there, and we just say txt score 1 dot focus there, and lbl clear. Let's clear that. Then lbl ranking, get it cleared as well. Then lbl date clear. Okay, that will take care of that error. So I'm going to copy this and repeat the same thing for the next one. Okay, so that's the first one taken care of. This is the second one. Paste this in there, change the text details here to 2 and 2, and the next one, that's number 3. repeat exactly the same thing for number 3 and 3. Come right here, and that would be 4, and then this will be 5, and that will be 6, and we have 7, and 8. That is it, all done. 8 there. So if I run it now, and let's kind of like enter values greater than 100 into 1, and let's see. There we go. So come in here, we have greater than 100. There we go. Now result is not accepting that. Okay, the result should be cleared. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the results, just this one, change the whole position of the result, bring it right underneath here. So the system will kind of like check the value first, okay, add up everything, enter the result. If this is greater than 100, then action will be taken here. So let's run that there. So let's try it out again. Right, and click. There we go. That's fine. So we can enter a value in here now and then. Alright, that is fine. Okay, the next thing now is we also need to determine the ranking. So let's come right down here. Okay, with the ranking, I'm going to, instead of adding everything in here, I'm going to create a function for that. Let's just come down here. Yeah, that is for the results. So let's come right underneath the result. I'm going to call that private void update ranking. There we go. So this function will be called in here. So enter parentheses there. I'm going to grab this very function, paste it right underneath here. There. But the thing is, I also need to make use of this very array there. So I might as well grab this array and just convert it all to a global array and just paste it right on top of here. Yeah, so everybody can have a go at the array. So let's come down back to our function. For information, array is now globalized, and let's come right underneath here, in here, using an if statement. If subjects, that would be 8. If subject 8 is less than and equals to, no, greater than and equals to 700, then LBL ranking dot text, that will be equals first class. There we go. First class. Paste that here and look that up. Yeah, that is it, done. Now I'm going to use else if, copy this, else if, If it's 600, that will be 21. Second class upper. That's 2.I, second class upper. There. And if we have 500 greater than and equals to 500, that will be 22. Second class lower. There. Now 400. If it's 400, that will be third class. 400 and above, third class. There. 300. Greater than and equals to 300, that will be certificate of education. And if it's less than, let's say less than and equals to 299, less than and equals to 299, that would be a fail. There we go. Those are all my condition right here inside this very function up to here. Okay, have a good look at it. And I've already called the function here, and the array that I'm using is right up here, declared as a global variable. Let's go into, there we go, it's declared as a global variable. Have a look at the result, and that is all there is to that. So let's run it and say, oh wait a minute, I might as well enter the dates. Okay, let's just enter the dates right in here inside the function. So I'm going to come in here. First of all, let's call the object for date time. I'm going to call that result date. Okay, result date, and that is going to be equals to dates time dot now. That, I think, will there be parentheses? I doubt that. Let's see. Oh, maybe. Let's see if it's going to work. Then LBL date dot text. There is no parenthesis, take that off. LBL date dot text, that will be equals results date dot too long. Yep, that is it right there. Parentheses, boom, that's it, done. Okay, I think the dates will work like this. There. So I'm going to save it. Run. Alright, let's enter some values in here. Mess things up, and let's see. There. Those two are not allowed. So let's enter correct value in there. Result. There we go. Alright. So that's today's date, and that is your class. Okay guys, let's clear that. The next thing I want to do is, you see all of these, I'm going to disable them. Let's come right in here, select all of those text box. Then I will use this combo box to open each of them. So come right here, and enable will be false. There we go. And here, let's double click on that combo box. So for the very first combo box here, so I'm gonna enter, let's just copy this using an if statement again. If combo box, come on, paste that in there, dot, that will be dot text, is equals nothing. So txt score, score 1 dot text equals 0, and txt dot text score dot enable, that will be equals false. My first condition. Now let's use else. There. So in case of that, now we now want enable to become true. Copy that. Enable equals true. And the text content will be cleared. Let's grab this. That is cleared. And we also need to set focus in here. Dot focus. Parenthesis there. So that takes care of that. So if I run it, let's run it, then we can just copy it and paste. Select these, there we go, then we can enter data in there, else, there. Okay, that's how I want the rest of them to operate. So let's copy this, and let's go to combo box number 2, paste and change the name to 2, and the text box as well. There. Number 3, paste, change things around. There. 4, paste, 4, and we have 5, paste there. We have 5, then we have 6, paste, 6, and 6 here as well. There. Then repeat the same thing for 7 and 8. 7, then after this, hopefully we should be able to have a look at the others. Then we have 8 here. The others will include the addition and so the odd and so on in the database. So that is it. This one is taken care of now. There. So let's run it and see how this is going to look like. Alright, so enter value in there and repeat the same thing for this one and this. Let's assume we leave one out, and there. Okay, so that is fine. Of course, there's still some other condition that you can rectify. Alright, so that is fine, taken care of. Now we need to take care of this guy here and transcript. So we have 1, 2, and database. Okay, so everything is coming into shape now. Alright, clear there. Alright, let's start work with the database. So with the database, I'm going to exit out, and I'll then open up my MySQL Workbench. Let me select the schema right here. Let's select that schema, click on that, and I'll just give my project name. I'll call it data result. Okay, data results, and that will be the name of the database. So I'm now going to click on apply. Click on apply again, and I'll click on finish. So let's scroll right up there. Data result should be there somewhere. There we go, that is it. So I'm going to drop that down and then select, right click on table, create a table, and the name of the table is also data result. And you see this double head arrow, I'm going to drop it down, and in the very first column here I'm going to enter student ID. The data type is integer, the primary key checked, there must always be value in there, and this is, it has to be unique data in there. So the next one is going to be first name, then we have surname, then let's add address. I'm going to enter gender, date of birth, mobile, and email. Yeah, that is it, done for the candidate details. The next thing, I'm going to enter course, then followed by course code. Now, let's enter all of the information about the course. Next, that is going to be model. Let's copy that. That'll be my model 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 7 and 8. There we go. So the first lot of the modules is taken care of. Then when we select the module, that's where it will display. Then next one is going to be the score, whatever score you achieve. So there's going to be 8 of those as well. So that will be score 1, score 2, score 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. There. So that is taken care of. Now let's take care of total score. Okay, then after that I'm going to enter ranking, then finally will be date. No. Ranking. Then let's enter results date. That is it, all done. Total, I think that should have about 29, so I'm going to click on apply. Yeah, click on apply here. So that's 2, it should be up to 30. Yeah, that is correct. So click on apply again and then click on finish. Alright, data result is ready. Okay, since the database is created, we just need to make sure we remember this name, data result. So let's go into our database here. So the first thing I'll do is I'm going to go straight to tools, and right here where we have Nugget Package Manager, we're going to select Nugget Package Solution here. And what we need to do now is to click on this browse. Then we can browse for MySQL. There we go, right there. So I want to select this. I mean, it's been highly downloaded anyway. We have about 27 million there. So let's click on that, and right here, this dialog that pops up, you go in there, click on project, click on student result, and we then click on install. So that is it right there. Okay, and this dialog pops up. So let's click on OK there, then we click on apply. Okay, now that MySQL is imported, I'm going to close that, or just go to the code view area, and let's scroll right up there. Right underneath here, I'm going to import the following library. So let's call that using that will be using MySQL. There we go, that's it. It's in our system. Dot data dot MySQL client. There we go, that is it, guys. All done. That is fine. That's good. Now the next thing we want to do is to grab hold of the following connection: MySQL. That would be connection, no, SQL connection. Then I'll call that con, and con equals new MySQL. There we go. Okay, next, guys, I'm going to call MySQL command. I will use that very one to execute the data connection. Then I will just call it SQL command equals new MySQL command. There we go. Then let's grab the data table. There. Now just call that SQL DT, and that is going to be equals new data table parenthesis. Okay. Now I'm just going to create one string variable there that I'm going to use to query my I will use for my query anyway. That is it, done. Now let's also get MySQL data adapter. Okay, we get MySQL data adapter. I'll call that TDA equals new data adapter. And finally, I'm going to get the data reader as well. MySQL data reader. That will be used just to read all those data. And there. Okay, we are almost set. Then let's grab data set as well. Just call that DS. That is equals new data set. Okay, getting somewhere. That should be data. Now the following string will also be listed. That I'm going to list one for my server, and my server, that is going to be local host, and another one is going to be for my username. So username, that is equals root. String password, that is going to be 1 2 3 4 5. That's my password. And the other one is going to be for my database, and that is, let's just say database. I think I'll call, what's the name of my database that we create? That is it right here. Data result is called. Bring that down and say equals data result. And that's all there is to that. Now all I then need to do to make all of these objects and variables work, I'm going to create a function. So let me put that function right underneath here, and I'll just call it, let's copy this, just call that open database, something like that. Open database. Yeah, that's the name of my function. There. Okay, so this very function, we gain access to MySQL connector here, and this MySQL connector will look into the server and so on here. So let's come in here, we just say MySQL dot connection string. Okay, and that we include the server, and that is equals. So come out of it and let's say plus server plus, and we then have, yep, and the next one is username. So I can just, let's grab this, just fill it up. The next one is going to be username. So we have username here. Yeah, that's it, username. Paste that here. And here. There. Then I have, let's put a plus here, press enter. And I have password. So I might as well grab, well, I can even grab all of these, paste that underneath here, then this will be password. That is password here and password here, and here that will be database, and database. Done. So come right down here and just end the whole process. That's all there is to that. So we now want the SQL connection here. We want it to open. Dot open. And just enter parentheses there. Now let's grab the command then. SQL command dot connection equals SQL. Now let's use a query. So that will be SQL command dot command text, and the command text we then look for as follows: select all from. Now my database, if you can still recall, is called data results. Select all from data result. Okay, semicolon. Now let's get it to read out what we have in the SQL. Read equals SQL command dot execute reader. Then SQL data table dot load. And what are you loading? We're loading SQL reader. Then SQL reader, let's get it closed. Dot close. And we also need to close up this connector here. Dot close. There. Close. Now there's one more thing that we need to do. You see on tab number 2 here, I don't think I showed you guys, I've added just a data grid view here. Just an ordinary data grid view, that is it. Okay, if you go into your tools, you should be able to see data grid view, and you just add one here. That is it right there. Data grid view right there. Okay, just grab and just draw it in there. That's all I did. And this is the example of what I did. Grab and drag it across. Okay, I'm gonna undo that. So that's my data grid view there. This data grid view, that's the name. I'm gonna copy that and go back to my code, because I intend to add the data onto data grid view. Dot data source, and the source of the data is going to be SQL. SQLDT, because remember SQLDT is the one loading the data. Equals that. Alright, that should take care of the database. And if this is correct, I'm going to call this data grid view here. When I run it, should have each of the columns that I have right here in my database. In my database, they should all appear here. Okay, back in here, let's go to form, double click on form. Yep, so that I use the form load to load up my, there. Okay guys, before I can run it, I have to make sure all of the components of my database is there, and I believe I've applied it. Make sure you click on apply though. I think it's done, so that's fine. And let's come in here and just see and make sure this one is there. So yep, so I'm going to go back and just run it and see. So let's click on run. Alright, unable to connect to the local host. Alright, I'm going to check that out. So let's end the process, and I will check how the local host. Oh, ouch, there's an L missing there. Okay, alright, so I'm going to run it now. Let's make sure there's no more error. And there we go. So it's running now. Let's see. There we go. Look at that. That is fine. Our connection, we have a connection actually. So come in here, and that's what I was talking about. Every single component here that I have there, the columns, they are all listed on the data grid view. So that is good. Now we now need to be able to add data. Once we add data in here, click on this. We expect it to appear on the data grid view. Okay guys, let's take care of this add button. So I'm gonna exit out and double click on the add button itself. Where is it? Right over here. Yeah, come on, and right down here, double click on that. Okay, I also need to copy all of these. Let's go right up there and just copy that instead of reinventing the wheel. So I'm going to copy all of these here. Yep, copy. I'll come right down here. I'd paste that in there. Okay, so maybe we should do one thing even. Let's use the try cache. Alright, and the cache statement as well. So right underneath here, I'm going to say cache exception that to be EX, and exception EX, I want you to generate the following message. So let's say message box dot show EX dot message. So EX dot message, the system will actually generate error message for us. So if there's any error, that will be taken care of by the system itself. And if there's no error, I just want the system to say message box dot show, let's say student result updated. There, that's just the message that it will display for me. That's fine. And I will also, let's say, open database. Yeah. Okay, more or less like refreshing the database here. There we go. And that is all there is to that. What about closing? Let's say, okay, I'm going to close my database. Okay, I can just say finally close the database. Gotta put that here or here. Let's come here and say finally. Close this. Put that in there. Dot. Close. There. So the exception statement is all taken care of. And if I come here now, let's call every single member of my table there. So we come in here. So let's use SQL. The query that's the variable that I declare up there, well, it's a query anyway. We want it to insert. I should be insert into database result. I believe that's the name of my system. There is it there. Database data result is not database. Data result. Okay, and the data result has the following: student ID, comma first name, comma surname, comma address, comma gender, comma DOB, comma. Let's go to the next line. Mobile, comma. We have email, comma. We have course right there. So what I'm trying to do here now, or what I'm doing, is I'm actually adding every single column that we have in here. All of these I'm right here now. I'm adding them straight onto my system. So the next one is going to be module 1, module 2, and so on. So let's say comma module 1. So let's copy module first. Copy, and that'll be module 1, comma module 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have up to module 5. I'm going to put a comma there, and I'll go to the next line. Module 6, comma module 7, comma module 8. Alright, all the modules are in place, so we also need to enter the scores. So comma score, that will be score 1. Might as well copy score first before I start. Score 1, score 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and score number 8. So all of the scores are in place. Now I need 3 more. The other 3, let's put a plus here and a plus here as well. Press enter. The other 3 that is remaining, that will be my total score. Total score, comma and the ranking, comma, and date. That is it, all done. Close, plus, I then need to enter the value. So let's say the value in this case, the values will be the name of every single component that I have on my system. Value number 1, that is going to be txt student ID. Txt student ID dot text. That is my value number 1. This one should have a quote here and a plus here. Get rid of this dot text. So that's my very first one. So the next one is going to be with a plus and it's a comma here, there, and that will be plus txt first name. There we go. Dot text. There. So I'm gonna speed that up. I guess you guys get the whole idea. What I'm doing now is adding every single component. Okay, all of these, adding them straight onto my system. So the next one, you guys, if you guess, that will be the surname. That will go right there. So I'm gonna copy this and just use it to speed things up. So this will be surname. So let's speed that up. Okay guys, I have finished calling every single component on my system. There. Now finally, all that we then have to do now is to say command equals new my SQL command. And get hold of the query, comma, and also get hold of the SQL connector that I have on the system. Enter semicolon. That's it. So let's now use the SQL reader. That will be equals my SQL command dot. We want you to execute reader. There. Enter parentheses, and finally we have to then close this. This is the main connector that will open up the database dot close. There we go. That is it. I can now spot any error apart from this warning saying I haven't used something yet. That is it. I have used it. Alright, that is fine, and that is it used right here. Yeah. SQL query, I have used it, so we just need okay, it's not run. Look at this line. You can see this yellow line means I need to compile all of these commands that I've just written. So come in here, run, and we'll see how that is going to work. Okay, let's try this out now. I'm just going to enter some details in there, and let's assume the name is Tony Montana. Right, address number 17, Little Venice. His mail, state of birth, and here email, let's say Tony@gmail.com. Select a course. Yep, and here okay, that's good, looking good so far. Now let's select that. Yeah, that's good. Enter. And okay, decision time. Click on results. There, that is fine. Now, see transcript, that's all that is left. So I need all of this information right in here so that we can print out the transcript for the student, and that will be the end of the program. So but before I put the code together for the transcript, let's see, were we able to add all of this information here? Let's click on add. No, we are unable to add it. I think I have add here. That should have been address, I believe. So let's exit that. What it's saying is okay, let me just exit out, reset, that's fine, exit here, and let's come right here. Oh, that should have been address. Very good. The system was straight to the point. That is the advantage of try catch, else I would have ended up with an error there. I think maybe I should even use this try catch for the result as well. Where's result? Double click on result, and in here I'm just going to say try. Come right down here, keep going, keep going. So if there's any error, that should be taken care of, and paste there. So for result is there, try catch is there as well. This is a function. Okay, that is it, all done. Yeah, all done, except if I want to add another try catch in here. So it's advisable you just add things like that to the beginning of your, because it helps to iron out whatever error that you might run into. Okay, so but don't get confused though, it's easy. That's it, done. Alright, so let's see, why do I have that error here? Let's undo this. Right, I thought I did have one here. Let's go right up there. Oh, this one here. Okay, now close that and end. Alright, that is fine. Okay, let's run it one more time, then we can just take care of the transcripts. Check this out, student details, and still Tony Montana. It's number 17, Little Venice. Okay, I'm going to enter mail here, and let's just speed this thing up. And email Tony@gmail. course happens to be computer science. Let's enter whatever there. There we go. Hit on result, add to system, unknown field, dates. Date. Okay. So I'm going to click on OK. And I have to check out my field as well. So exit out and check what did I have in there. Double click on add. Let's go down here with dates. And what did I call it here? Results. Come on, man. Results, dates. Okay, back on my code and get that sorted. Result, date. Okay, this is a good learning curve for you guys. It's just a time waster for me. Okay, let's check that. Or before I even do that, I might as well just take care of the transcript. So I'm going to end that for now. Just take care of the transcript right away. So if there's any more error, we get that sorted all together. Transcript, double click on transcript. And right here. And as for the transcript, let's speed that up. There we go. Those are the lines of code for the transcripts. I have student ID, first name, surname, right on top. There. And the rest is just the score for each module and total. That's all there is to that. Alright, so have a good look at the transcript. Let's move this in. And we can just call it the end of the whole project. That's the transcript right there. Move this one back. Yeah, you guys will be able to see it now. Alright. That's the lines of code for the transcript. Now, run. Let's try that out. And I'm going to enter a different name entirely. Let's say Felix Stone More. An address of Mr. Stonemore, Johnson Lane. It's male. Date of birth. There. Let's say at Hotmail. Okay. Let's enter some grades for him there. And just speed up. Alright, all the details entered. Click on result, add. There we go, it's now working. Click on OK. That is good. All of those information should appear here. Look at that. Brilliant. And that is Felix Stonemore. Okay, and let's check out the database. That's the database itself. Details of Felix is not there. All we need to do is just to click on refresh. That's it right there. Details of Felix is now right in there. That is good. Now the next thing is transcript. Click on this transcript. There we go. Those are the details right there on the transcript. There, guys. We can also print it out. Hit and print. Increase that so that you can see it. That is it. So with that, guys, I'm gonna call it the end of this lovely tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoy it. Please do subscribe to this second channel of mine, and I'll be back with more exciting tutorial. So you all have a nice day now, and bye for now.